4 years, Caitriona Balfe had been known as the epitome of grace and composure. Her portrayal of Claire Fraser in Outlander had earned her legions of admirers across the world. Yet, behind that poised exterior, whispers had begun to emerge, whispers suggesting that her real life was not as harmonious as it seemed on screen. According to close sources, Caitriona's marriage to her husband, Tony McGill, had entered a fragile phase. The once private couple, who had prided themselves on keeping their relationship away from the spotlight, were now struggling to maintain the same unity that had defined them in earlier years. It all reportedly began with distance. Caitriona's demanding filming schedule in Scotland, paired with Tony's business commitments in London, had kept them apart for months on end. At first, they managed, said one insider. They made it work with calls and visits whenever possible. But over time, the emotional distance started to mirror the physical one. The strain became more visible during the filming of Outlander's 7th season. Fans noticed Caitriona attending press events alone, her wedding ring sometimes absent, and her interviews laced with subtle melancholy. When asked about Tony, her answers were short, polite, but distant. "He's great. We're both busy," she would say, smiling, yet her eyes revealed a quiet fatigue. Behind the scenes, sources described tense moments between the two. Tony, who had once been the grounding force in Caitriona's life, reportedly struggled to accept the intense world of Outlander. The fandom, the attention, and especially the close bond between Caitriona and her co-star, Sam Heughan. Their on-screen chemistry had always been the heart of the series, but for Tony, it sometimes blurred the line between fiction and reality. Tony never doubted Caitriona's professionalism, said the source, but he couldn't escape the feeling that the world saw her as part of a couple, just not with him. In recent months, that tension reached its peak. Rumors swirled that the couple had been living separately for a while, with Caitriona choosing to stay near the Outlander production in Glasgow while Tony remained in London. The distance, again, became both literal and emotional. Caitriona, ever the professional, kept her struggles private. She threw herself into work, producing, acting, and supporting charity initiatives. "She's always been driven," another friend explained. But lately, that drive feels like an escape. Work is where she finds control when everything else feels uncertain. Tony, on the other hand, was said to have grown frustrated with their lack of communication. Known for being discreet and reserved, he reportedly felt overshadowed by Caitriona's fame. Their conversations became colder, shorter, filled with misunderstandings that neither seemed ready to address. Insiders revealed that one particularly heated argument took place in late summer, when Caitriona returned home from filming. "It wasn't about Sam or the show," clarified a friend. "It was about the life they had built, or rather, what was left of it." Tony wanted normalcy, Caitriona was too deep in her career to slow down. Those close to her say she has been deeply affected by the situation, even if she doesn't show it publicly. "Caitriona is incredibly private, but she's also emotional," the friend added. "She feels everything intensely, success, failure, love, heartbreak. And right now, she's carrying a lot inside." Observers at recent public appearances have noted subtle signs, a lingering sadness in her eyes, an absent-mindedness during interviews, moments where her laughter doesn't quite reach her face. Yet, despite the turmoil, Caitriona continues to display remarkable strength. "She's not someone who gives up easily," said a former colleague. "If there's any chance to save her marriage, she'll fight for it. But she also knows that love can't survive on loyalty alone. It needs understanding, something they've been missing lately." Interestingly, Sam Heughan's presence in her life seems to have offered some stability. Far from the romantic rumors that tabloids love to fuel, their friendship appears to be a source of comfort. "Sam is like a mirror to her," the source continued. "He understands the pressure, the exhaustion, the demands of fame. He's one of the few people she can be completely honest with." While some fans interpret their closeness as something more, those who know Caitriona insist that it's rooted in mutual respect and years of shared experiences. Still, Tony's discomfort remains understandable. It's not easy to be married to someone who spends years portraying a deep love story with another man, one that millions believe is real. As autumn approached, rumors of counseling began to surface. Friends encouraged them to seek help, hoping that time and communication could mend the cracks. "They're not done yet," one insider stated firmly. "There's still affection there, you can see it in small gestures. But they have to decide if that's enough." Caitriona, meanwhile, continues to balance her roles as actress, producer, and advocate, all while keeping her private life shielded from the noise. In a recent interview, when asked about love and commitment, she gave a rare, reflective answer. Relationships are living things, she said softly. They change, they breathe, they hurt, and they heal. What matters is whether both people still want to hold on when things get hard. It was a statement that felt deeply personal, almost like a window into her current state of mind. Whether Caitriona and Tony will find their way back to harmony remains uncertain. But one thing is clear, she is facing this chapter with the same quiet strength that has defined her entire career. Behind the glamour, the red carpets, and the dazzling smiles, Caitriona Balfe is simply a woman navigating the fragile balance between love and ambition, fame and peace. And perhaps, in her journey, just like her character Claire, she will once again find the courage to choose what truly matters most.